Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan have finally revealed something few expected to hear, a serious conflict that once erupted between them. Not every meaningful relationship is built on sweet words, perfect timing, and beautiful moments captured on camera. Some of the strongest bonds are tested in silence, tension, and arguments that feel far bigger than they should. And this is one of those stories. This is not about betrayal, not about scandal, not about rumors or third parties. This is a story about two human beings, exhausted, honest, and emotionally overwhelmed, trying to hold on while the world keeps demanding strength from them. In this video, we don't just explore what happened, we explore what it felt like. When everything became too heavy. At the height of their careers, Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan were living under immense pressure. Endless schedules, public scrutiny, expectations that never seemed to pause. To the world, they appeared calm, professional, unshaken. But exhaustion does not discriminate. There are moments when small words cut deeper than intended. Moments when silence speaks louder than anger. Moments when someone quietly wonders, are we still standing on the same ground? According to their emotional reflections, the conflict didn't begin with something dramatic. It began with something small, almost insignificant. But when emotions have been buried for too long, even the smallest spark can feel like an explosion. Xiao Zhan, honesty without a filter. For the first time, Xiao Zhan spoke openly, without rehearsal, without polish. No carefully chosen phrases, no attempt to soften the truth for public comfort. He admitted that he had stayed silent for too long, that he had carried feelings he never voiced. And when those emotions finally surfaced, they came all at once. Raw, honest, and overwhelming. Not to hurt, not to win an argument, but because he was simply too tired to pretend everything was fine. His voice carried a tremble, not of anger, but of fear. Fear of being misunderstood, fear of emotional distance, fear that something fragile was slowly slipping away. Wang Yibo, the power of silence. And how did Wang Yibo respond? He didn't argue. He didn't raise his voice. He didn't interrupt. He chose silence. But his silence was not rejection. It was not indifference. It was his way of listening, fully, deliberately, and with restraint. For some, silence means withdrawal. For Wang Yibo, silence meant presence. He understood that words, in that moment, might only deepen the wound. So instead of reacting, he stayed, emotionally and physically, even when it was uncomfortable. And yet, because of that, the moment felt incredibly fragile. For a brief second, it truly felt like an ending. a moment hanging in the balance. There was no dramatic embrace, no cinematic music, no immediate resolution, just two people sitting in the weight of what had been said, each alone with their thoughts. Is this the end, or just a painful pause? At that moment, no one knew. The smile that changed everything. Then something unexpected happened. A small smile, calm, almost imperceptible. Not a victorious smile, not a public-facing smile, but a quiet expression that carried one simple message. I'm still here. That smile didn't solve everything. It didn't erase exhaustion. It didn't rewrite the past. But it broke the most dangerous silence, the one that feels like goodbye. Not about right or wrong. That conflict did not end with someone being proven right or wrong. There were no lists of mistakes, no defenses, no verdict. What followed instead was understanding. Understanding that both were tired, that both were carrying emotional weight, that staying doesn't mean never fighting, it means choosing not to leave afterward. A lesson rarely talked about. This story isn't about celebrity drama. It isn't about fueling speculation. It's a reminder that even the most admired connections have fragile moments. That love, of any kind, is not a straight line. It bends, it pauses, it struggles. And sometimes what saves it isn't grand declarations, but quiet consistency. If you've ever been in a moment where an argument felt like the end of everything, remember this story. Sometimes what's needed isn't answers, not defenses, not victory, just a quiet smile that says, I'm still here.